Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're going to get into an idea that really challenges about 4 centuries of scientific thought. It's this notion that we might be missing a whole foundational pillar of reality.
It's a huge gap. I mean, think about it. Since Descartes, science has gotten incredibly good at mapping the body. We'll call that R1, physicality.
Right, that's physics, biology.
Exactly. And it's also gotten good at mapping the mind, or R2, mentality. That's cognitive science. Mm-hmm. But if you ask a really basic question, like where does meaning come from? Well, science it draws a blank.
It doesn't have the tool.
It has no tools for it. You can't measure meaning or reduce purpose to, just neural firings. It's a massive hole in our understanding.
So our mission for this deep dive is to unpack this idea of a missing third reality. It's called res intrinsica, right?
That's one. Res intrinsica. If the body is the hardware and the mind is the software, then this is, it's the conscious user.
The user.
Okay.
Wow.
It's the source of pure consciousness itself. Intrinsic value. The direction of life. What the source material often calls the entire, the core.
And this is where it gets really fascinating, because the argument is that this reality was lost for 400 years because of a language gap.
Just a language gap.
Yeah.
A linguistic barrier. We had the adjective intrinsic, but we never had a noun for it. A proper noun to give it scientific status.
You can't study what you can't name.
You really can't. Not rigorously anyway. So to fix that, this new framework introduces some really clear terms. For English, the noun is Intrincy.
Intrinsic.
And its Indonesian counterpart, which is where this all originated, is Intrinsi.
Got it. But I also see a third term here, intrinsicalitas. That feels a bit confusing. What's the difference between intrinsi and intrinsicalitas?
That's a great question, and it's a really important distinction. Think of it like this. Intrinsi is the thing itself, the identity.
The core.
The core. Whereas intrinsicalitas is the abstract quality of that reality. It's like the difference between saying a human, the identity, and humanity, the quality.
Okay, so it completes the set. We have the physical, the mental, and the intrinsi.
And their qualities are physicality, mentality, and intrinsicalitas. It completes the map.
Okay, so now we have a map. What about the GPS? What's the actual science built around this?
Right. So there are 2 main pillars here. First, there's Conscio-Science, which is presented as the third science.
The third science.
And it's not just philosophy. It's a theoretical framework to study the relasi Makna, or the meaning relation between body, mind, and intrinsi.
So it's the bridge between hard science and a real science of meaning.
It's the bridge. And then for the practical side, there's Consciology.
And how is that different from, say, psychology?
Well, psychology studies the mind, our thoughts, behaviors, all the mechanisms. Consciology studies that which realizes the mind.
The part that's watching the thoughts.
The observer, exactly. It looks at how we achieve inner integration, how we assign meaning, trying to get to the source, not just the symptoms.
So just to recap, we have this whole package which comes out of Indonesia. Res intrinsica is the reality.
Yep.
Intrinsi is the identity, Conscio-Science is the theory, and Consciology is the actual discipline. It really feels like a complete and, I guess, neutral path forward for these kinds of studies.
It is. And to bring it all back to you, the listener, the core idea is pretty powerful.
Yeah.
The body explains how we survive. The mind explains how we think.
But Intrinsi explains why we live.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It argues that meaning deserves to stand on equal footing with the body and the mind in science.
That's a huge realignment of our priorities, and it leaves you with a pretty big question to think about. If physicality and mentality describe how we exist, what new doors open up for human potential once we finally start to seriously study intrinsicalitas?